it's the middle of the night, and I'm on this crazy schedule from Argentina. It would be 6:12 right now. I'd already be an hour into my day, probably walking right now. That was typical for me. So the sun comes up at like 5:15, 5:30. By 6 o'clock, there's plenty of light, and there's nobody on the streets until like 10 o'clock. All the businesses open at 11. So you can walk around everywhere, and there's just a couple coffee shops here and there that are open. The city is yours. The weather's gorgeous in the mornings. Just gorgeous, stunning, stunning. The whole time I've been there, just awesome, awesome. Colombia was similar. Colombia, the best time to get out and do your walking was in the morning. It gets hot in the afternoons and it rains every day pretty much. So it could be raining in the mornings. Colombia is one of those things that you can only go for like a real serious walk for like every 3 days, I think. You can't do it daily. You have to Uber everywhere. And the Ubers are cheap, or you take the buses. They have a bus system, they have a train system, they have a Uber, they have taxis everywhere. Even the Uber is pretty crazy. They have this thing called Uber Moto, where like a motorcycle will come and pick you up, and the dude will give you a helmet, or the girl, and you hop on the back of like a dirt bike, and you're like off and running. This is a popular thing in the South American countries. It's super cheap too. So you're getting like a motorcycle ride, which is super dope. Although you're not driving, it's cool. It's definitely cool. And yeah, you're paying like $1.50 or something to go across town in a other country on a motorcycle. It's dope. It's dope. I do it all the time. It's so cool. I am the bitch like all the time. It's usually some little person or like a little girl. Ah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's dope. Um, I think when you wrap your head around the language and the transportation and just realizing that transportation is going to get you everywhere, you don't have to rent a car, you don't have to own a car, you don't need car insurance, you don't have to store a car back home. You liquidate everything in the United States, you just go down there without a car. You are fine. You are fine. You are gold. The cities are built, most of South America, the cities are built to where you can just let it ride. And there's all types of ways to rent properties. I rent them by the 3 weeks, so like every 3 weeks I'm usually moving. But that's because I like different areas, different parts of towns. I like walking entire cities if I can. Places like Montevideo or Buenos Aires or Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo. These are great for like walking the whole cities. There's lots to see. Although in some cities you have to really watch your ass in certain territories because you can walk into a gang territory and get fucked up. And it doesn't matter if you're a guy, gal, whatever. If you're not from that actual neighborhood, you could be 2 streets that spent your whole life like 2 blocks away in a lot of these cities. If you're not from that exact street, you could get yourself murdered out there. It could be pretty bad. It depends on the country, of course. And I always pick safety. Safety's like my number one thing. So before I go anywhere, I want safety. Safety first. Then I start looking at price. When I look at price, I break it down like this. This is real simple. I try to Google what the average people there make. So I have an idea of what the average job would be. Like in the United States, I would say the average job is like a cop. And the high end of that's probably a full time firefighter in a state that pays its firefighters, like Florida. Florida, being a firefighter is a great thing. Outside of Florida, It could be a shitty thing because you're like a volunteer person or you're not making any money. But the people in Florida got it all figured out. Like the firefighters, they've got some type of union that puts some type of pressure on these cities, and they make really good money. They've got great schedules. It's a great job. So I don't even think that's the middle of the road job. I would say that's a higher end job. That's up in the upper 33% of jobs as being a firefighter in Florida. But being a cop in Florida is about the average job, I would say. I mean, there's people in construction that do really poorly, and there's some that really crush it. So I was in construction, I crushed it. So yeah, like the average job's probably a cop. So I look at like the cop here, and I think to myself, okay, if a cop can make 50 grand a year, or let's say it's 40 grand a year is probably the average, realistically, 45 maybe. Say 45 grand a year, a cop by himself or with a young wife that works as well and some kids, they can together make like 90 grand a year. And this way they should be spending to live like 20% of that. So they should be able to live comfortably with $18,000 of um, rent, utilities, not food. I would say just rent and utilities for wherever they live, 20%, 18 grand. So that's like $1,500 a month. So whatever $1,500 a month gets the average couple that works together. Maybe she has a, I would even say not, I would even say two people bringing in 45 to a household in America is on average now with the average people. I would say that's pretty high. I don't think it's that much. I would say that it's probably a part time for the wife, so half of what he makes plus what he makes. So I would say that puts you at like 70,000 ballpark. So for 70,000, 20% of that, so for 14,000 or like $1,200 a month, you would be rent, utilities, all that stuff that's affiliated with that should be knocked out. And it isn't in the United States. It's a lot higher. Okay, it's like twice that, or actually, if we're being honest with ourselves, like really honest with ourselves, the places you're renting aren't right on top of your work, so there's extra expenses. You're losing time and money in traffic. You're losing time and money in gas and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into that. So I would say your living expenses in Florida is probably 4 grand a month between like car and the rent and the insurances that you have to have and all that shit. I would say 40% goes to that basic stuff just so you can work. In these other countries, their average salaries are very low. When you take into calculation the 20% rule and you take their salary, just look at the properties that are for rent, you'll see that 20% of their salaries in South America, and their salaries are very low, that goes to all the basics. And they don't have cars. Big thing, huge thing. They can get around. But the money sucks for them. The money will suck for you. You go down there and you want to make money down there, working down there, it's going to suck for you. But you could do it. And you could live the average life down there, just as you do here. If somebody will hire you with your shitty language, you're going to have to learn the language of the area. Brazil is Portuguese, most of it is Spanish.